Founder's clone porter of sorts. I'm gonna do a little white labs. It's actually the first time I've used white labs before. Local homebrew store just now started carrying them, but let's see, where's that package date? There it is. Packaged on the 14th of March. Can't really get any fresher than that. I'm not sure I've had anything that fresh. Yeah, getting started ready. Drinking a Stone Ruination. Being guarded by the brew dog. Alright, while I'm heating up the strike water, thought I'd come over here and show you all my new toys. Yes, I have been doing all grain for almost a year without a refractometer, but now I got one. The local homebrew shop was running a sale on them, so I went ahead and picked one of these bad boys up with my birthday money. And yes, I have been doing full 5.5 gallon all grain batches and not using a wort chiller in Texas. I had a friends that I got to use on a couple of brews, but yeah, pretty excited to finally have my own. It's a very, very nice, sunny, 75-degree day here in Texas. But yeah, here's my new toys. Well, while I'm watching Sammy work on his eventual brew shed, I'm getting kind of jealous of my bare walls and kind of what I hope to do with this garage one day. Cheers to you, Sammy. I feel really silly. I've been getting all the brewing salts together and whatnot for this beer. This is the first time that I have made a beer this dark since paying attention to water whatsoever. And yeah, I feel like it's kind of strange playing the little scientist, putting all this weird white stuff in the water and seeing what happens, especially this crap, you know, the stuff that my wife uses to bake all the time. But since I'm using RO water, kind of build up from there. Just looking over here at brewing water. Oh, I don't know if I have it now. Let's see. Anyway, I finally got my mash pH to be at 5.6, which is what I wanted. But gosh, before I did my calculations, it was saying that just with the RO water alone, I was going to be looking at like 4.4 for my pH, which is way, way, way too low. So that might explain why some of the other darker beers I have brewed in the past have turned out really watery and not, you know, not so full-bodied, even when mashing really high. But yeah, we'll see if this works. All right, mashing in here, looking nice and dark, nice and dark. Oh, did you guys see that dough ball? Jeez Louise. That was a big old sucker. Yep, there it is. Sometimes I wonder how you guys come up with what to say. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a boring person. All right, so now we got the now that we got the mash started, I'm gonna go ahead and try to do a nice little beer ramble for you guys, rock on beer blog style. Even though I know I can't do it as good as he does. This past weekend, I was able to do something really awesome. My company is only closed 4 days a year, and luckily Easter is one of those days. So a local brewery called Martin House was having their 3-year anniversary tour, and I was actually able to go with my wife and another friend, go and check it out. And we had a really good time, had some awesome, amazing beers. I haven't seen any other brew tubers out there that are from Texas, so there's definitely no way you guys know about Martin House, even though they're an amazing, amazing brewery. Especially they've only been around for 3 years. But you know, Texas, such a big state, it's kind of hard for some of these breweries to get out of here and distribute. You know, I know a few of them have like real ale and stuff like that, but anyway, Martin House is really good because you know, they have a lot of classic beers that they do really well. They have a blonde that they do. They have a really awesome saison that they do very well. And I'm not a big saison drinker, but it's definitely one of my favorites. But they're more known around the DFW area for being the guys that do the really crazy, kind of weird beers. Not the stuff that, you know, you typically find on your shelves. The first one is not too weird. A lot of breweries are doing nowadays, but that they've been doing pretty much since the beginning is what they call their Cellarman series. And it's a single hopped IPA, which they change up pretty much every batch. It's a different hop, you know, just single hop straight through, which it's really awesome if you want to kind of learn what kind of characteristics that you're going to get from an IPA and stuff like that. What was really cool at their 3-year anniversary is that they were pounding out kegs and kegs, you know, pretty much lined up like a vertical series almost of all of their different, you know, Cellarman series. So I was able to try about 5 or 6 of them, and they're definitely hops that are, you know, even as a home brewer that, you know, looks at hops all day just for the heck of it, I still wasn't very familiar with. As a matter of fact, their Cellarman series is what inspired me to throw in Equinox into the IPA that you guys just saw last week. It was a really awesome beer. One that I was really kind of blown away with was the Pilgrim. I have never used Pilgrim, never, you know, known of any beer that's used Pilgrim. I'm sure I've had it before, but it was really strange how much like black licorice I got out of that hop. I don't know if I've ever had anything quite like that, you know, black licorice. It's kind of strange, but it was really good. It was very different. They do have a beer. I guess this kind of exemplifies their style the best. I'm going to see if I can say it right. The name of the beer is Kafkaesque, but it is a imperial smoked black rye oaked raspberry IPA, which sounds like a home brewer that's just not really knowing what they're doing, wants to throw everything into the mash tun and just go with it. But I tell you that it really works. So they basically took an imperial IPA, double IPA, threw a little bit of I'm assuming debittered black malts because does not really have any sort of roasty character in it much at all, and then a little bit of rye, and I guess just a tad bit of smoked malt as well. And then after it's done, they oak it with raspberries, and that raspberry tartness really kind of takes all of the smoky, spicy rye, sort of oak, you know, takes all of those strong flavors and then just sort of mellows them all out. You can't really taste like a huge punch of raspberry in it, but it's definitely a good beer. But check the time here real quick. Well, I guess I gotta do it on my phone. Well, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but I think the mash is about ready. Maybe about 15 minutes left, but I'm going to check to make sure my temperature is right. I hit a little bit low. I was going for 155, and like I said last week, I don't have a good thermometer. My turkey thermometer said 152. The little red floaty one said like 157. So sure, 155 is in the middle of there somewhere. I tend to trust the turkey one a little bit more. But I've actually got a thermometer from ThermoWorks coming in the mail, so this will be the last brew that I have to do with these crappy thermometers. Anyway, I'm gonna go check that out. Oh man, it's looking really nice. Nice and dark. Smell is incredible. I'm not sure that I've ever brewed with chocolate malt before either. Not that I have a problem with it, but just haven't brewed a ton of dark beers yet. Got 2 light ones on tap, that's why I'm doing the dark one now, and it honestly smells like homemade chocolate ice cream. It is awesome. Well, waiting for the porter to come up to a boil. He's almost there, and kind of got myself double-fisted in the work here, kegging up the IPA. Pretty excited about it. Smelling awesome. Attenuated a little bit better than I was expecting to. Got down to about 10:06, 10:07, 10:06. So super excited about that. Yeah, catch you back whenever we have our first hop drop. All right, got the IP kegged up. A little bit low on volume, maybe only about 4 gallons or so. Come on. But whatever, that happens. Gonna go ahead and dry hop it here. And they're off. And of course, can you see? There you go. Well, can't see it very well, but almost had a boil over while I was doing the keg stuff. So probably shouldn't be doing 2 things at once here. All right, got 20 minutes left in the boil. Got another hop drop. 0.75 ounces of Willamette, 0.75 ounces of Crystal. Been having a little bit of a problem with this one, kind of boiling up on me a little bit. Looks like luckily this time I don't think it's going to do it. Other than that, well, I'll tell you about it later. It's been a pretty hectic brew day, but it's actually been really successful as far as numbers and volumes and everything goes. We got one more hop drop at Flame Out, then we get to test out the brand new wort chiller. Alright, here's Craig Tube showing me how it's done. Using the new wort chiller. We'll see how it goes. Give you the verdict when I'm done.